Guys, today I have for you something really special. Double companion, legendary PvP PvE build.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
And you know what time it is. It's time for some little insanity in your life. And this build will provide it to you. Oh, barbecue chicken!
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
All jokes aside, I made this build to be really competitive in PvP and in PvE. This build can solo legendary strongholds. This build can farm DZ landmarks and it can save your ass if shit will hit the fan. It has nice amount of armor. You can tweak some things here and there. It has right now 1.5 million armor and it is not using shield. And I'm rocking like right now legendary stronghold, guys. Mini tanks, no problems whatsoever. We are applying crowd control with our St. Elmos engine exotic assault rifle, which is still one of the best assault rifles in the game. Second weapon is of course shield splitter, but you can replace St. Elmos with Eagle if you have one with damage out of cover attribute. Eagle again is really good as well. So you have three options: Eagle, St. Elmos, shield splitter, F2 100 assault rifle, FAMAS. So right now we have kind of good diversity in terms of top tier assault rifles, but for me St. Elmos with those shock bullets is absolutely ridiculous. In PvP they nerfed the shit out of St. Elmos. Now you have half magazine of shock bullets, but that's still enough to take any enemy out, and with that you're gonna force enemies to switch builds to shock resistance or shock proof setups, and that means second weapon can be shield splitter for perfect optimist reasons, or maybe Eagle. By making those headshot kills you can make yourself pretty much immortal, and double companion setup will give you shit ton of DPS, and you can proc it with defender drone, which will give you damage reduction in PvP and PvE, or fixer drone, which gonna heal you. Seeker mine, again extremely good skill. Just drop it on the floor, it will follow you, and then when it needs to be done, target the enemy, and on explosion Seeker Mine will apply bleed effect and stagger PvP players as well, and that's the split second you need to take those bad boys out. But before we continue, quick from the sponsor Deming.net. If you don't have enough time or good teammates but you still want to have all the best items in your game, then Deming.net is set for you. They have absolutely amazing team on consoles. They will complete your order super quick. Everything happens through account sharing. This service has been working for many years. They have tons of customer reviews. You can check everything by yourself, but now with my promo code EveryDiv you will have 15% discount on absolutely all Serious. Amazing deal, especially when right now they have some crazy sales going on, so definitely check these guys out. But now let's get back to my setup. And it's not a mainstream build right now, but I feel double companion builds could make a return. Previously double companion setups were busted because you could amplify your DPS output, but right now it's still really good. You don't need crit chance, you simply need one skill or teammate nearby, and boom, you have procced both skills, both damage buffs, and these skills doesn't have any range limitations, nothing, no cooldowns. So pretty goddamn dope skill to use if you ask me, because there is really no downside. Yeah, like I said, you need to be nearby enemies or your skills, but you can use one skill like fixer drone or deflector drone all the time to be nearby. Seeker mine, again the same story, and pretty much you will have always the buff. Shield is not necessary in PvP and in PvE content if you will use properly your setup and St. Elmos engine exotic assault rifle or Eagle. You also will not be needed a shield, but definitely you can switch one skill for shield for legendary runs if you feel that you need, or if you feel that you are naked. I understand that feeling, trust me. It takes some time to get used to this setup, but once you understand how to use it properly, that's barbecue chicken, that's game over. For specialization here we will use technician to gain extra skill tier. That skill tier will give us more DPS with our Seeker mine, and in general we will be a little bit more effective with our skills. Defender drone will give you more damage reduction, and that's all we need in this build. linked laser pointer attachment is not needed. We will not use King Breaker named assault rifle. We are using shield splitter as our second weapon, and maybe F200 or FAMAS would be your second option. FAMAS again is really good, still in the game. Unfortunately, F200 has one minus. It doesn't have one extra weapon attachment slot. So in that category, FAMAS definitely wins. Rate of fire, although magazine size I think is bigger for F200. So again, trade-off, I guess. So again, and both guns are extremely nice to use in terms of weapon handling and accuracy, but Saint Elmos in that department is absolutely king, the beast. It's laser beam. For the pistol though, I'm using a TDI just for PvE content. For PvP, use Orbit. This is the exclusive pistol with perfect finisher. Kill an elite enemy, boom, you have capped out crit chance and 40% crit damage buff. And guys, I have 40 plus crit chance. I would rather reroll my chest piece headshot damage attribute for crit chance, and I would sit in perfect numbers. My Coyote Mask in close range will give me 25% crit damage, but with this build you want to operate in mid range, and in mid range you will gain 10% crit damage and 10% crit chance, and that 10% crit chance will basically push our setup over 50 plus crit chance, and with one mod or a gear slot attachment you can push this build almost to the cap. And to me, that's absolutely insane. I'm using perfect companion chest piece, unfortunately with headshot damage. It's not a bad attribute, don't get me wrong. In good hands, headshot damage is really nice, but for me, I would rather have crit chance there and crit damage. And in that way, I would basically in mid-range cap out my crit chance and would be unstoppable pretty much. So perfect companion on my chest piece. For the holster though, I'm using Picar's named holster. I did my tests, I tried Walken and Harris, I tried Sombra for that extra crit damage. Why Sombra is nice? Again, Sombra would give you additional crit chance attribute. Unfortunately, Sombra gave me less base damage value and less crit damage value at shooting range. So I decided to go for Picaro's holster, but Sombra is a good option. In this option you would have that additional crit chance, so it means you don't have to switch your chest piece and you can leave headshot damage there. But Picaro's holster gave me more base damage value and more crit damage. So yeah, Picaro's gave me overall more DPS, so I am stuck with chest piece. I need to farm for a new one and look for crit damage and crit chance. But definitely if you don't have decent Picaro's holster, you can replace it with Sombra and gain crit damage and crit chance. But 15% weapon damage is very tasty buff indeed. For backpack, I'm using Fenris backpack, which would give me a 10% assault rifle damage buff, and with companion, again, not the perfect rolls, headshot damage and crit chance. What you want to hear? Crit chance and the crit damage. You want headshot damage on your gear only at that moment, or only in one situation when crit chance is capped out. Once you have reached 60% crit chance, then yeah, you can roll headshot damage here and there. In all other cases, crit damage and crit chance, and that's it. There is nothing much to discuss. For for knee pads, gloves, pretty much meta from year 2-3 old, like Foxper knee pads, constructor's gloves. For the skills, it truly depends on your preference. I'm rocking the Fender drone and Seeker mine. Bye!